I really wanted to bring you guys an excerpt from a recent conversation that I had with my friend Joy Reid. Here we go.
Can't fix the history they did. Their ancestors made this country into a slave hell. But they can clean it up now because they got the Smithsonian. They can get rid of all the slavery stuff. They got PragerU. They can lie about the history to the children.
That's all they do.
They can't originally invent anything more than they ever were able to invent good music. We black folk gave y'all country music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll. They couldn't even invent that, but they have to call a white man the king. Because they couldn't make rock and roll. So they have to stamp the king on a man whose main song was stolen from an overweight black woman.
Look, I know what you guys are thinking. That she's accusing white people of being invention kleptomaniacs. But when somebody has a point, you have to admit it. I mean, just go through all the great black inventors of history. Start off with like Leonardo da Vinci, one of the earliest and greatest innovators of definitely of his time, 100% black. Bach and Beethoven, the classical music era that innovated so much in the music realm, dark as midnight. Thomas Edison, light bulb inventor, straight out of Rwanda. Then you've got Isaac Newton, inventor of calculus and modern physics. Man, that's a throwback to a good old black man. Nikola Tesla invented the alternating current electrical systems. Dark as the night. Alexander Graham Bell, telephone inventor, midnight black. And you have to take into account Albert Einstein, who split the atom. Jewish, but black, probably from Ethiopia. And of course, it goes to today, this trend where you have St. George Floyd, who personally invented the fentanyl-fueled month-long riots. Also black. Look, you don't have to like Joyless Reid, and maybe you think that she's a miserable racist and someone not to be emulated in any way. And you might think that she's stoking racial division with her every word, but when someone makes good and logical sense and has this amount of evidence to back up what she says, you have to give her her due and admit that what she's saying is factually true. You do not, and I repeat, you do not relegate such people to the dustbin of society. You do not ignore them and let them wallow in their own obvious misery by themselves. I mean, not if they have a solid point.